Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Beyond the Barbell podcast. Today, we are talking about a topic that is near and dear to my heart, the busy mom's guide to losing fat, what you're doing wrong, and how to fix it. I know this is like what everyone wants to know and hear and learn. And after spending the past couple of months in Facebook groups as, first-time mom, connecting with these moms, and just being a part of these communities, I realized just how important it was to talk about this topic and hopefully shed some positive information on to whoever will listen, because there is, just like on Instagram, there's just so much information out there, and a lot of it is just like so wrong and unnecessary and ridiculous and scary to see. And I just want to help, even if this just helps one person, that's what I'm here to do. So if you're a busy mom who's trying to lose weight, or just any busy person, this isn't just like, you don't have to be a mom, right? You could be a busy person that isn't a mom. So, but I digress. We're trying to lose weight, but we feel stuck, frustrated, overwhelmed, all of the things, then this episode is for you, right? You're probably not failing due to lack of discipline or that you don't have time, even though these are the common things that we say to ourselves, is like, I'm just not disciplined enough, like I'm just not trying hard enough, I'm too busy. But the real problem is in the approach. And you've been told to follow what you've been told to follow for so long, just like wasn't designed for your life, nor is it great long-term solutions, right? So in today's episode, we're going to break down 4 biggest mistakes that busy moms, busy individuals make when trying to lose fat. Simple, sustainable fixes that actually work. No waist trainers or skinny teas required. How to tweak your habits for results that stick without the extra stress. And why you don't need to track every little thing you put in your mouth, cut out carbs, or spend hours in the gym to do it. Isn't that exciting? And I'm not just, blowing smoke up your ass, as they say. This works. I have moms that I have worked with, lots of busy individuals that I have worked with over the years. And I promise you, if you do these things, you can lose body fat and not live in the gym and not be a bodybuilder. If this all sounds intriguing and you want to have a custom plan built just for you and your life in under literally 3 minutes time, then I'm going to link below in the show notes a link to my free quiz that will help you find out exactly what to focus on for your body and your goals. Really simple, easy quiz, results, and plan delivered right to your inbox for $0. In the meantime, listen in and let's simplify this journey for you, right? So, why traditional fat loss advice isn't working for you anymore, right? The whole, I'm just going to eat less and move more. Although to some degree, obviously this is true, right? If we're trying to lose body fat, we do need to be creating some type of calorie deficit. And you may be like, maybe you already know that, or maybe you're not sure what that is. So let's clarify that first. So calorie deficit just quite literally means you're taking in less energy, less food than you are burning, creating a deficit, which then allows you to lose body fat. So while yes, eating less and moving more are ways that you can get there, it's very general, vague advice, and it's not really super duper helpful. And we don't want to just keep taking food away, and then be left trying to eat 1,200, 1,400 calories, right? It's just like not sustainable. And is probably the approach that a lot of you have taken in the past, and which has led you to feel frustrated and defeated and unhappy with where you're at, right? So what needs to happen instead is we need to not have this approach, first and foremost, all jokes aside, is we need to not just enter into the mindset of like, I'm just going to immediately eat less. Something that I love to encourage people to do instead is think about what I can add to my diet. When we approach things from this perspective, we're much more likely to stick with it. We're much more likely to then therefore see change, which is much more likely to lead us to the results that we inevitably want. And it can all start with taking a look at what's going on currently, which, again, shameless plug, this free quiz is going to do for you, and help you identify where we can be adding things in versus your first immediate gut reaction being to take away. So that's the first thing. I want you to think about adding things into your lifestyle, adding steps, adding vegetables, adding more water, adding more sleep. You get the idea. Again, this quiz, take it. It's going to identify for you specifically what those holes are, what to do about them, and its step-by-step plan is going to be sent directly to you. The next thing is mindset. And yes, there's a reason why you hear people talking about this all the time, because it directly impacts everything. So there's one specific mindset shift that separates successful moms, busy people, etc., from the ones that stay stuck. And if you've listened to previous episodes before, you've heard me talk about this before, so it may not be anything new to you, but I'm going to keep talking about it because it is that important. There's a reason why I keep repeating this. We have to ditch the all or nothing mindset. If I can't be all in, if I can't do the extreme gym routine, the extreme diet, then I'm not doing anything. Or holding ourselves up to the standard of doing those things and falling into the trap that thinking that is the only way we can ever see success, when it is quite literally the thing that is keeping you stuck with where you're at right now. So the biggest takeaway from that, trying to iterate this in a different way from previous episodes, is that you need to be flexible. You need to develop the skill to pivot at any moment in time, no matter where you are, right? Meaning, if I'm at a gas station, I didn't eat, and now I'm hungry, I can pivot and make a better choice here in the gas station versus just grabbing a Reese's by the counter because it's delicious. I can pivot and get a Core Power protein shake out of the cooler and the Reese's. So now at least I've got some protein and I still have a fun little snack. These small, subtle changes are what catapult people into the best results of their life, into finally feeling confident enough to wear the two-piece, into going to the doctor and getting the best results and lab results that they've had in over a decade. The feeling good in their skin 24/7. It happens when this mindset shift takes place. And I know it may seem a little woo-woo, and maybe you're like, Ashley's lost it, but I promise I've seen it time and time and again. You could have the best diet plan, the best set of macros, you've hired the best coach out on the market, and you've got, the workout plan designed specifically for you, XYZ, right? You've got all the gear. But if your mindset sucks and you're still very fixed and all in or all out, none of that shit matters. You're still going to end up stuck in the same position you're in now. So, work on tweaking the mindset, ditching the all or nothing, moving into the flexible pivot persona. Watch what happens. The other thing is workouts, right? We know that we want to lose some body fat. And yes, obviously your diet is a huge part of that. Your daily activity is a huge part of that. Sleep, stress management, all of these things play a factor. But also, as simple as like the types of workouts you do, your workout strategy also really matters. And what I mean by that is that you need to do something that you can do consistently, first and foremost, right? But there also does need to be a little bit of strategy in there, right? So, something as simple as having a plan done for you can be life changing. Whether that means you write it yourself, I have a full podcast episode that you can go back and listen to that will walk you through the exact process on how to do this. So, if you want to do that and want to learn how to do it, great, I'll teach you. So whether that looks like having your plan written a month in advance and you just pull it open when it's time to work out and follow along, great. Or you have someone do it for you, you hire a coach, you hop into a program, a group program, whatever that may look like. By eliminating the decision fatigue around figuring out what the hell your workout is going to look like in the day, I know you're going to be a million times more consistent, which is going to be crucial when we are trying to not only lose the body fat, but keep it off, right? And one of the best ways to do that is by increasing the amount of muscle that you have on your body. And I know the females out there may be gasping at that, maybe a little bit concerned about that, maybe worried that they're all of a sudden going to be huge and look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. They don't want to be muscular. It's not going to happen. One, it takes a long time to build muscle, way more than the people on the internet tell you. And genetically, we were made up different than males. And I could talk about this forever. It's just not going to happen. Wish it was that easy. It's not. But by getting more muscle mass on our body, we are also going to burn more calories while at rest. We are going to look leaner. We are going to look more toned when we create this energy deficiency, this calorie deficit that we were talking about earlier. We're actually going to look the part, the wanting to look toned because we've built the muscle, right? And again, we need to do that in a way that fits into your lifestyle. There, so you can be consistent with it. Because again, the plan that worked for you 5 years ago when you were kidless and could spend 90 minutes in the gym isn't going to work for you now if you only have 30 minutes. And I'm not saying only 30 minutes, like that's bad, but it's just like you're never going to get through the 90-minute workout routine. So like, why do we keep trying to do that, right? When simply put, we could just do something that is quicker, more efficient, and more built around the time that we do have, more specific to our current lifestyle, allow us to be consistent, allow us to start to feel good and feel the, immediate kind of impact of doing the working out, keeping us motivated to keep showing up. We get better results, we lose the body fat, and we also are happy with how we look at the end as well. And we're getting stronger in the process, right? But it is just that. It is a process. This is going to take time. So just remember that. Anything that's being sold or marketed to you as being a quick fix and going to give you the results in weeks probably isn't going to work long term. And the more time we waste just doing these things over and over again, the more time we just extend the inevitable of it not working. Where if we just kind of stick to these couple of things that are tried and true, it may take a little bit longer up front, but then you're actually going to get to where you want to go. And then it's much easier to maintain it and keep it than constantly starting over and not getting anywhere. And the last piece is, how do we make your nutrition easy so that way we don't fall off track, right? So you may roll your eyes at like the basics and it may not be enough. You may not be trying hard enough. You're not dieting hard enough. You're not being as restrictive as you need to be. I need to cut out carbs to get there. All these things, all these crazy things that we've all probably tried one time or another, again, are just like you just don't need to do that. You don't need to suffer through these crazy diets and eliminating all the carbs that you love for results. Again, it's like we're delaying the inevitable because it's not going to work. You're not going to do it long term. So why even do it for a period of time? Because as soon as you stop doing it, whatever results you just got from doing it are going to come back, right? Instead, going back to kind of the first thing that I was talking about, is let's figure out and look at what we can add into our diets. What can we add into our fitness routine? What can we add when it comes to daily movement? Can I add 15 minutes of sleep? I can talk about this forever, right? Let's look at it from that approach. Let's try that approach versus new fad diet, intermittent fasting, keto, put in Weight Watchers, like anything. And instead, we can, again, take this free quiz that I'm going to give you and get a customized plan that's built for us within minutes. And it really can be that simple. When we focus on these few things, so much can change, right? And I promise you, you don't need the super complicated diet. You don't need to track every single thing that you eat. That isn't what's keeping you stuck. That isn't what's keeping you from losing the body fat and keeping it off. What's keeping you from losing it and keeping it off is maybe you don't know how to eat without tracking your food. You're not aware of your hunger and fullness cues. Your metabolism has slowed from years of inactivity, and you're maybe simply eating too much right now or not enough of the right things. You, you know, keep trying to track your macros, but then it doesn't work because you're so busy, and then you end up making no progress. You don't know how to make a balanced meal without entering it into an app, or how to slow down and eat until satisfied versus eating until fullness. Or you're really inconsistent with meal times. There's so many things that are usually going on that have way more control over your success in a fat loss journey, over any particular diet that you'll follow. And identifying what those lifestyle factors are, what those behaviors are, and starting to make some small, subtle changes to fixing them is the key to you losing body fat and keeping it off for good. And that's really it. It really is that simple. And we just keep trying to overcomplicate it for whatever reason. And I think part of it is this like almost defense mechanism. If I just keep making things really super complicated, the thing I want is always going to be kind of out of reach. And I'm always going to kind of like, just take myself off the hook because that's not for me. I can never get there. When you really can, and it can be super duper easy, right? So easy. So I hope this episode hit home for you, was helpful. Go take the free quiz. I'm going to link it in the show notes. It's going to tell you exactly what you need to do next. I promise you it's going to be very easy. You will get a plan delivered to your email within minutes. If you have any questions, comments, anything at all, please feel free to message me over on Instagram, fitness.byashley. I will also tag this below. Let me know your biggest takeaway. Again, any questions you have, my DMs are always open. And last but not least, if you know a fellow mom who is out there struggling with the same thing on the same journey as you, or a friend, or just a busy person in your life, please, it would mean the world to me if you sent them this episode. All right, guys, have a great day. Talk to you later.